Soldier Arena here in Birmingham for the final night of the Horse of the Year show. It's the 65th anniversary of this world-famous event, which started back in 1949. We've had a fantastic 4 days of show jumping so far, but tonight the show reaches its climax as 23 world-class riders, including 2 Olympic gold medalists, battle it out to be leading Show Jumper of the Year 2013.
The world's #1 Olympic champions, European champions. It really is a star field. We are off to a flyer.
Never one to hold back from a challenge. Look at that turn.
What a lovely round.
Stylish, fluent. What a start.
It's very close. He's got it. He's got it.
She's flying down to the last fence.
Look at that. Silky smooth. Great round from Lauren.
Oh, she's flying.
Here is the #1 in the world.
This was world class all the way. Ellen Whittaker is a specialist against the clock. Wow, that was unbelievably fast.
She's back, and she's back in a big way. At the moment, 4 of them on 4, and 2 with 1 time fault. But now, perhaps one of the biggest dangers of all for this leading show jumper of the year Grand Prix. It is Billy Twomey with his own and Sue Davis's Tinker's Serenade. It's been his outstanding Grand Prix horse that's taken him as high as ranked 7th in the world. Dropped back a bit just recently after his back injury, but he saved this horse, and he saved it for this very Grand Prix.
Well, these two championship class partnership. There's no doubt about it, this mare capable of jumping clear. She's one of the bookies' favourites.
It's not yours, is it?
And if you're speculating as to whether I've got my money on this one, no, I've gone for one with much longer odds. But this is certainly one of the favourites to go clear. Looking good at the moment, and should be okay for time.
Lovely piece of riding for Billy Twomey. That's why he's so highly rated in the world. Based in Great Britain, of course, based up in Nottinghamshire. And that was a class round, and why Billy is so good, so cool when it matters.
Yeah, Billy's come here targeting this class. This mare is a world-class mare on her day, and she's actually cantered around here, made it look quite easy. And because he rode in such a good rhythm, he was well inside the time. Just this mare always able to get her body up in the air, knows where the poles are. She's 16 years old now, but plenty of spring left in those legs.
Well, Billy has won this before, 2008, and he's in the thick of it again for sure.
Billy Twomey, Sue Davis's Tinker's Serenade.
Well, at the beginning of this year, Billy Twomey was in serious problems. Had a back that he was going to have operated on, but then he had an accident and he was out for all the early part of the season. But he's come back, he's jumped some great rounds, won the British Masters on Dagliev, won some other good competitions. Is he going to win now the leading show jumper of the year? He needs to go clear in the faster time of 46.99. It's not a quick time.
Well, he's going much faster than he needs to. Just needs to settle down and get home. Oh, I thought he was going to fall off there for a second, lost his balance.
I think he might have done too.
He's gone wider here. One fence between Billy Twomey and the leading jumper.
In typical Twomey style, and this lovely horse that's been such a good horse to Billy Twomey. Tinker's Serenade wins the leading jump of the year for the second time for the stylish Irishman. This horse owned by Sue Davis, who's been a great owner to Billy. In fact, she's been a very good owner too for a lot of British riders. But this, a class round, typical Twomey style, so cool. He is one of the best riders in the world. He's been as high as 7th in the world rankings. Dropped back as a result of missing a lot of the early part of the season, but he's looking back on song. So it is Billy Twomey who does the business on this Tinker's Boy mare. And celebrations for Irishman Billy Twomey. And here's the man who ended up runner-up, Ireland 1-2, Cian O'Connor, with the slow clear round on the exciting prospect for the future Cooper. It's Ireland's night in the Grand Prix here at the Horse of the Year show.
Yeah, well done to Billy. What a record he has in this competition, winning it, of course, in 2008 on Chatem Flamenco, and then once again on this superb mare. He certainly went fairly quickly, didn't he, in the early stages, but that just allowed him a little bit of breathing room in the closing stages, and Billy just putting on the winner's rug, and Cian O'Connor, his fellow countryman, just offering him some congratulations. Let's head down to Suzanne.
Billy, congratulations. I know you're having trouble sorting out this rug. How does that compare to your 2008 win?
Yeah, it's fantastic. She's no spring chicken now. She's 16 years of age, and she's been a great horse for me and my owner, Sue Davis. And she's been on some really good form lately. She was clear for the team in Barcelona, so yeah, I'm delighted with the win.
Well, there's someone else delighted. I've got to bring you.
Yeah, we've had her since she's 9 years of age. And she's been a star for us, you know. We have an embryo foal from her this year by my good stallion Louis Dam, so she's winning on all fronts at the moment.
Quick word on that jump off course. You took it really steady. There were some tactics going on there. You went for that absolute clear round, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I had to just be a little quicker than Cian, so I thought she's really good at turning up to vertical, so I thought I'd just do the first turn up, and then I was going to be quicker, and then I thought I'd just try and be steady everywhere else, and it worked out today, you know, so delighted.
Congratulations. Go and enjoy that trophy. Well done, Billy.
Well, I thought for one awful moment that safety pin was going to fasten itself to Billy's shoulder there, but well done to him, and isn't she a great mare? So relaxed there as well, and he's enjoying that as well. And Andy Austin rejoined us in the studio, James Fisher as well. Andy's done his dough, Cian didn't, but it was great nonetheless, Andy.
Yeah, I think if you look at this competition, Billy Twomey was on the class horse. We know he's a class rider.
Yeah.
And this is maybe just a slight drop in class from jumping, say, Barcelona, where he jumped extremely well in the Nations Cup final, and he's been on championship teams with this horse, so they are proven top quality combination, and they've actually made it look pretty easy tonight in the end.
Well, certainly looked easy from where I was sitting, but well done to Billy, who wins the leading show jumper of the year for the second time in 5 years. Well done to him. Cian O'Connor, a very creditable second on a lovely horse, Cooper, a real big jumping horse. Julien Epaillard, the other clear in the first round, finishes in third there with 4 faults in the jump off. Dan Nielsen, well, he was faultless in the jump off, but carried those 4 forward from the first round. Chloe Aston and Ellen Whitaker filling 5th and 6th spots. So here is his moment in the spotlight. Billy Twomey coming down into the big arena, trots in to get the applause of the crowd, and I think Billy will be a very popular winner. A crowd cheering him as he comes in to the arena. This mare, she's been and done it all before, hasn't she? She knows what these prize givings are about. And a beautiful rider to watch, James. I mean, there was maybe one slightly hairy moment in the jump off there, but he's just all class.
Yeah, I mean, he executed that turn to the third fence of the jump off fantastic. That was the critical one, and once he got that out of the way, he could sort of cruise home. There was that little blip you know, towards the end, but really,
it's good to see it happens to the best.
It is, yeah, and he handled the pressure great, because even though it looked like it was on a plate, it's never easy to come in and jump a clear.
How does it feel if you're last in that position? Do you feel the nerves?
I think you do. You go down, you want to make sure that what people are telling you is right, that you've got the time. There's a few things on your mind, and you feel you should win it, and if you don't, it's a huge disappointment. It's like you've sort of thrown the Grand Prix away. So there is that element. But this horse, it was a sort of former Fox Hunter finalist here. It was always been a nice horse, and it's got almost nicer to ride as it got older.
Yeah.
And we did fancy it to win tonight, and I'm really pleased to see it come in here and take the Grand Prix, because it's a lovely, lovely horse.
Yeah, really pleasing for her, because I guess at her age, there won't be too many more leading Showjumper of the Year's competitions for Tinker's Serenade. And she's done Billy proud there over the last few years as well. He gets the congratulations. Tinker's Serenade says, "I've had enough, thank you very much." And it was great, but it was a good standard throughout. And Andy, they just put the pressure on with that time in the early stages, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know whether they intended that, actually. Sometimes course builders, you know, never quite sure how it's going to ride. But one of the interesting things about that course was that there were a lot of big sweeping runs, and also there were some related distances where you could add a stride, and that's really why Ellen Whittaker got a time fault, for example. So there were a lot of different facets that caused them to have time faults, and you couldn't go to the combination without getting balanced, and that really did take a lot of jumping, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look, James, to begin with, like the combination was going to cause too many problems, but obviously rode a bit different than it walked.
Yeah, like Andy said, you couldn't really get a nice run into it. It was sort of committed from the fence before on a 6, and the riders that tried to change that got a little bit close to the wall and lost their line. But that is what a Grand Prix is about. It's not always about the height, and the course builder has to work out other ways to catch the riders out, you know, not just by building big and ugly. And they did it tonight, really, by the time and the awkward lines. I think he probably thought he was going to get, you know, 6, 7 clears. I'm sure he did, but as it, you know, you never know. That's the difficult job of a course builder.
And you're big into your breeding as well, James, with these mares, and exciting to hear that there's an embryo transfer. They got an embryo from this mare as well.
Yeah, that's, you know, the whole history of that bloodline is really good. The mother of this jumped Grand Prix with Nick Skelton and John Pope. I think it was John Pope who had it, didn't he, Andy? So all the way back, it's been great. So that foal will always be an attractive animal for somebody, even if Billy, you know, keeps it, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, in this business, horses are trading now for very good money, and it's a lovely thing to be going into.
Yeah, it certainly is, and exciting to see a mini Tinker's Serenade in years to come. Maybe not so many, I would imagine, but she's been perfectly behaved as well. I mean, Andy, they do obviously get more sensible as they get older, but she seems to be taking all this very much in her stride.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them get more stupid and more excited. But just another word on the breeding thing there. Louis-Dam, which is the stallion that actually was previously ridden, is now retired. Is a fantastic stallion to use, and I'd be quite excited in the future to see what the embryo turns out like. Yeah,
it'd be exciting, won't it? He gets yet another prize. You get plenty of prizes if you're leading Showjumper of the Year. And what does she get? Well, she gets a bit of carrot. I suppose it's better than nothing, isn't it? Yeah, well done to Billy. Well, welcome back. There's our final winner of the week here at the Horse of the Year show. There is the leading Showjumper of the Year, Billy Twomey, winning it for Ireland on Tinker's Serenade. Enjoying their moment. This, as we say, second win in this class, and he is class. Well done to Billy. Really enjoying the gallop out. Racing in his blood, you see.